And hello again, everyone, and welcome back to 1953 KGB Unleashed. Now, if you last remember, our intrepid hero Nikolyev had just gotten his way into the sector head's office by tuning a radio properly and going through a closet. Yeah, apparently they were a little into weird security in the Soviet Union in 1953. And he was able to get into a safe, and inside the safe he clicked a couple of buttons, and or he flipped a button that would let him, that did something. And what he's actually done is he's unlocked a door we couldn't get through earlier. So we're going to continue on our way and see what more trouble we can get into. So let's just do a quick load here and see where we wind up. Alright, we're back in the underground bunker. Yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier, the sector head's door there is locked. That's where we had to go in through the secret door in the closet. Now, if you remember when we first tried it, we couldn't get in this little door here. But the switch we flipped inside the sector head's office safe lets us go through here. So let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into.
I can't stay downstairs for too long. I can hardly breathe. Something's happened to the air supply system.
Okay, the air is bad down here, and we can't stay down here too long. So I'm going to do this real quick. You may have to... I just went into the laboratory. There's a lock on this box. You have to smash the lock off. It takes a couple of tries to do it. Then let's unlatch the box, open it, and take this thing. Now let's get out of here real quick. I honestly don't know if you will die if you stay down here too long, but you can't do anything other than what we just did. Wait. Alright. We can breathe again now that we're back upstairs. And like I said, I don't know if you will actually die if you stay down there too long. I think it's a case of you just cannot explore any more than you've been doing, or what little bit we did. But yeah, you pick up that pickaxe, and then you bash open that chest and take that handle out of it.
The world is in a constant flux. You just need to get used to it. Time's essential. To have time to prepare for changes. For example, it must be extremely unpleasant to be choking in a closed space, running out of oxygen. It's much easier to die in a flash of light, not even aware your death is coming. Just like a light bulb flashes when its filament burns out. But if everything was that simple, life would be too tedious. You understand, don't you?
And I don't know who this guy is. Do you hear what sounds like a subway train running in the background? That actually becomes important later. I just thought I'd point it out while we could hear it. We still don't know who this guy is or why these cutscenes last so long like this. But, hey.
That voice makes my skin crawl. I don't know what's happening here, but I've got to get out and as soon as possible. I'm feeling awful. Looks like I got poisoned by something downstairs. I wouldn't mind seeing a doctor right now.
Well, if you could see a doctor, we'd be out, and we wouldn't be having this problem, so... Alright. The handle we picked up down there is obviously the handle to this thing. So, and it went out of my inventory again. There we go. So let's go see what's behind this little door. Besides another loading screen, that is. Alright. We're in some sort of pump maintenance room, and oh look, here's a telephone. Let's see if there's anybody here.
Help! I need some help here!
Please answer me. What's happening? How do I get out of here?
I don't know. I was fixing the shutter on the lower level. There's too little air here. It's hard to breathe. I need help!
How can I turn on the ventilation?
There should be a control panel nearby. The sector's intake duct is 13. Please hurry. I won't last long.
Hang on. I'll get back to you.
And another long cutscene. I'm wondering if this was left for more dialogue that didn't get localized into English. Or something is why these cutscenes last so long. Anyway, we can talk to this guy again, but he'll just repeat what he's already told us. And there's more stuff we can look at on that end of this little maintenance area, but what we're going to do right now is turn this lever. Did you hear that? That little light came on. Now, remember there was a pneumatic tube delivery system in the sector head's office that we commented on. What has actually happened is we turned that valve, it sent something to that tube. So we're going to go pick that up. Alright. Now, if you remember, we picked up earlier, see, we just picked up that thing. If you remember one of the things we picked up earlier, see if I can remember which one it is. Is that it? No. I can't find it now. Anyway, we found there was a document that said the people working on the maintenance pneumatic tubes receive their instructions via the pneumatic tube. Well, that's what that was. We have these instructions. So now we can use this projector here. We're going to take this thing they just gave us, which is called the slide, and put it in the projector. And then we're going to go look at that. And we have to go over here to do that. Now this gives us a bunch of circuit diagrams for various things. Now this is the layout of the FVU control assemblies. You may have noticed that the FVU was written on that door, that little panel we just went through into that maintenance area. Now if you look at these things here, you may notice that they kind of line up with the stuff on this card. Now you can only put this card on one of them, and that is here. You see how they line up? We can then use this pencil that we picked up earlier to trace that. So now we have a copy of what we just was sent to us. We have a copy of this. Alright. Now we can go finish doing what we need to do in that little maintenance area. See, there's that FVU. And the place we need to do it is over here at the other end. Now this is the maintenance area, or the control panel for the ventilation system. Now, if we put this on, the lights show what portions of the circuit are activated. Now we need to get a continuous circuit from here all the way over to here. Now there's a couple of tricks here. First of all, we have this thing called a check light. Now all check does, and it was a common thing on smaller or older pieces of electronic equipment, is see which lights are actually working. Now you notice that this light and this light don't come on when I hit check. Actually, that one doesn't either. That means they've burned out. So nothing we do is going to make those lights come on. Now, the voice on the other end of the phone said that he was in Sector 13. So we need to set this to 13. That needs to be our origin. Now, if you also remember when we were in the sector head's office and we looked through the window into the laboratory, the one we couldn't breathe in because we were choking in just now, 71V was written on the circuit there. So we need to set the destination as 71V. Now remember, that's one of the lights that doesn't light up, but that says 71V. So now all we need to do is just figure out how to get a complete circuit. Well, you see, these aren't working because, yeah, we need to get that lit up, and we don't want that one lit up. So we can flip these switches, which changes various combinations of these things. And then if I do this, see, right now I have a complete circuit. 13, 3, it goes up to here, comes down through there, and goes to 71V. So that's a complete circuit with no extras going anywhere else. So now that I have that set up, let's go over here. Here's another switch. This is the actual exhaust fan. Z71V is one of the sections, and oh look, all the lights are here. So let's see if we've got it. Oh, sounds like the fans are running. So I guess we've got everything going. Let's go tell the guy on the phone that we did that.
Over! I've turned on the air supply, but something came through the pneumatic tube. I need to check it out.
Come back, and we'll search for a way out of here together.
Alright, there was another pneumatic tube delivery, so let's go see what that was. Yes, we have to run back over here again. And, oh look, there it is. Somebody named Strinkolov needs to go somewhere to extend his pass. I don't know why it was so important that I got that. Okay. Well, let's go tell this guy that it wasn't important and see what else we can do.
Is everything okay? Hey! Where did you go? You alright? Over! Over!
And I don't know why the view looked away. That wasn't me. It just hands the view away. Okay, there's actually nothing else we can do in here, so let's head on out. Now, the fact that we've turned the ventilation on means that we can go down into the lab now. So let's go down here and see what kind of trouble we can get into. And this door takes forever to open. Especially when you're coming back through. You stand there in the dark forever.
I know very well what's downstairs. I can feel it through the concrete and the metal. It's growing. It's becoming more dangerous. The surface is rough. Concrete walls. Some boards or wooden shields on the floor. There's a slab deeper inside. It's cold and bulges. Maybe metal or stone. There's a hole in the slab. I don't know what was happening in this hole. But you still need this place if you want to achieve your goal.
And let's take a long, ominous look at the dark stairs leading downward. And our vision's flashing red again. Another long cutscene that goes on too long. Again, I think there must have been some dialogue that didn't get localized that should have been there. I wonder if it would have made more sense if it did. And still waiting. There we go. Alright, even though we're looking down this way, we can't go because it's too dark.
It's dark and cold there. I need a light to walk downstairs.
And yeah, we have a flashlight but if you notice, it's a flashlight without batteries. Okay. Again, I pointed out that there was this red flashing around the screen. That happens periodically. We've been poisoned by the air we breathed down here earlier, so we need to figure out... See, now I get a loading screen. We get poisoned by the air. So now there's a lot of stuff in here. This is obviously the tank that fell over that poisoned us, but we can't do anything with it yet. When we came in here before, because of the poisonous air, we couldn't do anything except open this one box over here. And you notice I can't even get into it now. I got everything that was out of it. So we can look at some more documents. It's an accident scene report. Talks about apparently something was poisoned.
Judging by the records, some strange things are happening here.
Yeah,
It's so eerie. It'd be better not to know why this bunker was built.
Our vision flickering again. Yeah, you think so, Nikolyev? You think maybe something bad was going on here? Yeah, they're examining someone's brains. Anyway, that was talking about pressure doors and poisonous gases and that sort of thing. So obviously this kind of stuff's been going on for a while. And we're just the latest lucky person to get to it. Here we talk about, you know, telepathy is related to the eyes. That's important. This is talking about how they can, one of their telepaths they were studying, and how to develop telepathic abilities. So obviously what they were working on down in here was trying to develop psychic abilities. They talk about, you know, again, bodies, obviously some of their autopsy reports. These appear to be the two people that we read a report on upstairs earlier. Need to do a few more things in here. Over here we have some instructions for using an acoustic signal generator. That may be important later. And we have a hypodermic, so we're going to check that out. Now over here, we can look at a close-up of this box, and we can pick up these old test kits, and...
Feeling worse. What was that stuff downstairs?
Well, I don't know why you're saying downstairs when we're there, but okay. What I can say is, it's not obvious here. The batteries we need for the flashlight are hidden right up here. So, we pick those up and we automatically have a working flashlight. But before we do too much more, we need to figure out what we've been poisoned with and how to get rid of it. So the little test ampules we picked up will tell us what to do, or tell us what we were poisoned with. Obviously came from this tank. So we just take these one at a time and click on it. There we go. Now notice only one of them changed color. The red one changed color. And that tells us sarin. And yeah, if we had been poisoned with sarin gas, we would have died in about 10 seconds. So I think the game's playing a little fast and loose with this here. But let's check the chemical warfare agents and see what it has to say about sarin. Sarin, colorless liquid with no odor, affects nervous system, strong secretions from nasal cavity. Yeah, we've been coughing. Eventually, we vomit and die. Atropine, injected intravenously, is used as an antidote.
Feeling worse. What was that stuff downstairs?
Nikolyev, it's sarin. We just figured that out, okay? Are you even paying attention? Okay. Atropine is used as the antidote. Okay. Now, remember we picked up in the corridor upstairs, we had a list of all these chemical compounds that were sent to us? Oh, look. Atropine is one of them. It was 110 milliliters. Now, curiously, if you look, everything is a different size. no two things are the same volume. So whatever the atropine is, we got 110 milliliters of it. And over here at the table that I haven't looked at yet, there's a little stack of chemicals. And they all have different numbers on them, and oh look, one of them is 110 milliliters. I bet that's atropine. So let's pick up our syringe and use some atropine. And it uses it automatically. You don't have to inject yourself. Alright, let me back out of the screen.
Getting better. The antidote helped. My head's still reeling, but my breath and pulse are normal.
Alright, so we're fine. I honestly don't know if the game will kill you if you don't take the antidote in time. It does prevent you from progressing much further. So, there's also some more documents here. Again, obviously they were testing chemicals on these people. So that's just more of what they were testing here. They were testing chemicals on people, and they're trying to create ESP. There's a door here, but it's locked. So we're not going to be able to proceed too much further at this point. We're going to have to go downstairs and see what's down there. And since we're not coughing anymore, and we have a working flashlight, we can go downstairs. Once we get past another loading screen. And yeah, it's in the dark. And spooky underground bunkers never have anything bad happen in the dark, do they? Now, there are things down here. It's just, that's the stairs we just came down. That's the way back. And, oh look, there's another door over here. Let's see what that does. Yeah, no, he's not poisoned.
I don't understand what's happening to me. I can't move any further. My whole body seems paralyzed and my heart is thumping. I've never been so afraid before. Some unexplainable fear. Why can't I go there? Could these be the effects of the antidote?
No, antidote doesn't work that way. If you remember, you're in a bunker doing research into psychic phenomena. I think that's more likely to have something to do with it. Well, let's go in this room, since it's the only other place down here we can go, and see what we can find. Why are there no lights? There's just not even any light in the ceiling. What was that? Did you see that? Something just went running past. There's no lights in here. Yeah, there's definitely something down here with me. Alright. Let's go over here. Oh, there's a report on the table. Okay, they're executing people. That's probably not good. And they were all executed. And here's more people that were also executed in groups of 10. There's a lot of dead bodies here somewhere. Okay, he talks about, you know, apparently they're talking about seeing things too, just like we're seeing them in this room. And oh, look, another set of keys hidden in the back of the documents. They're very fond of that in this game, and hiding things on the last page. There's a door on the floor. If you remember the voice over the speakers, that's just too creepy, you know? Remember the voice in the door said something about that? Something on the floor. There's a switch here. And now it's open. Well, we didn't go this far to get not to do this, did we?
What room is this? It smells so strong. I wonder why.
Alright. There are things we need to do in this room, but we don't have anything we need to do yet. This is a room where a prisoner was kept, or very likely someone was killed. Notice there's a speaker in here. And there's a chest here that we can get a close-up look at, but we can't do anything to. So we can interact icon, but we can't do anything with it. We can actually put things on. We'll do that in a minute. Right now, we have to do some more things first. Remember there was a door we couldn't get through in the other room? And you may not remember there was a locked cabinet upstairs in the sector head's office. We have 2 more keys. So let's go see what we can do with these keys. And we're going to start by going upstairs. I'm not going to the lab yet. I'm going to go up all the way up here. And wait for this door to spend its interminable opening sequence. There we go. And back in here again. Anything changed since we were in there? Nope, it's the same as before. Okay. So here's the chest that the chest that was locked. One of these keys will open. Inside we have a tape reel, which is good because we have a tape recorder, and some more paperwork on research. And this research talks about what is essentially now known as electronic voice phenomena. It tells you if you basically play a white noise and a tape record it, you can hear the voices of the dead. You need a tape recorder, tape, a noise source, a microphone, and a loudspeaker. And you let the recordings work for a while. Now, fortunately, we have a tape recorder and a tape. I wonder if we can find the other things we need. And remember I pointed out a loudspeaker in that underground hole? Let's get back to the lab. Wait for the door to open.
As Ryland said, reality is communicated to us via sensation. There's one problem. Human sensory organs are only able to perceive a limited range of signals. Quite a tiny range. And that's not enough to explain everything that exists. Can you find the hidden signals? Those that are hidden to man, but seen well from outside. Science doesn't stand still. It's almost learned how to see.
Okay, that's actually another hint about what we're about to do, those electronic voice phenomena I was just talking about. You know, how to sense and see things we normally can't. You know what Nikolyev here is actually having happen to it. And again, these cutscenes extending over long. And there's no way to break out of it either. I just have to wait for the camera to come back into control. There we go. Okay, there's the door we couldn't get through a minute ago. Use our keys on it. Now we're in. Oh, look! Remember what I was just talking about? There's a sound generator. What do you know? Well, we'll deal with it in a minute. Here again, they're talking about, you know, using psychic phenomena on people. And this is kind of funny. There's a table game. Equip your torture chambers. Buy barbed wire and 100-watt bulbs. Steal prisoners from your friends. Sell records of interrogations and confessions. Yeah. Let's get this kick-started right now. What do you think? Okay. Somebody was in here on a polygraph, it looks like. Down here? Oh look, there's the microphone that we needed. And what the laboratory staff is allowed to do. Okay. But if you notice, we now have everything we need to do in order to do our little electronic voice phenomena test. Yeah, can you get in there? Okay. So let's set up for that. And let's start by doing this.
If all these biowaves exist, I can try to reproduce their experiment to understand what's going on downstairs and where this fear is coming from.
Yeah. So what we need to do first, if you remember, we had a document, and I can't remember which one it was. Is this it? No. Anyway, we had a document that told us what the best frequency was on the here it is, report on sound experiments. That's the one. Oh, that's the one we just found. I can't find it now. Anyway, one of these told us that there was a the frequency came in at around 1400 was where they had the best results. So we need to set that to 1400, and the 1400 is in range band 3. You see. Now, I guess we'll go ahead and turn it on. Now we want random noise, so we want this to be all the way over to here. And since 2 is the only one that's plugged in, we want to turn it on. So now we're producing white noise, just random white noise, which is what the audio experiment wants to do. See? And now all we have to do is go downstairs and see what's happening. And actually, I think we're going to do that next time. So, when we come back, we're going to go downstairs and do a little ghost hunting. Until then, I am Dennis. I am Tanstapel, a Paleogamer, and I will see you next time for the conclusion of 1953 KGB Unleashed. See you then.